from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Great news for everyone in Phase 1 of the state's COVID vaccination process, and not so great news on the unemployment front in Henrico. We'll have details in today's Henrico News Minute. It's Friday, April 2nd, 2021, and it's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
Great news for anyone in Virginia who is eligible for COVID-19 vaccinations in phases 1A, 1B, or 1C. You will be offered an appointment for a dose by April 18th. That's the date on which the state plans to open the vaccination process to all adults statewide and enter Phase 2. Governor Ralph Northam announced yesterday morning that the state would move to Phase 2 by that date, and shortly thereafter, State Vaccination Coordinator Danny Avula, speaking at Richmond Raceway after he received his Johnson & Johnson vaccine, indicated that everyone in the first three phases would have been contacted before that happens. The move to Phase 2 in Virginia would come 2 weeks ahead of President Joe Biden's May 1st national deadline for states to provide access to all adults who want to be vaccinated. On Wednesday, Henrico and Richmond entered Phase 1C, and officials expect to move quickly through the people eligible in that phase who have pre-registered. They contacted about 7,500 of them Wednesday to offer vaccination appointments, and only about 10,000 remain on the pre-registration list between the two localities in Phase 1C, according to officials. Moving forward, the Richmond and Henrico health districts will be allocating 45% of doses for people in Phase 1C, 40% for those in Phase 1B, and 15% for those 65 and older. So far, about 73% of all people 65 and older in the two localities have received at least one dose of vaccine. Any seniors who have not yet been vaccinated can call the RHHD's hotline at 205-3501 to schedule an appointment directly. Sometime on Saturday, the Richmond Raceway will witness its 100,000th vaccination in less than 3 months of the site's operation. During a press briefing after he was vaccinated, Avula cautioned that if Virginians do not continue to be vigilant in their mitigation efforts against the virus, the state could face rising COVID cases, as many other states are witnessing now, in part because of new variants of the virus. He said, quote, "We should be on a downward trend, but the reality with these variants is that we are going to continue to see disease," end quote. Henrico reported 88 new cases of COVID-19 yesterday. That was one day after it reported its lowest single-day total since October, with just 10 cases Wednesday. The 7-day moving average of new daily cases rose slightly up to 71. The county also on Wednesday reported its third case of multi-system inflammatory syndrome in children. There have been 49 cases now of that virus reported in the state. During the past 3 days, Henrico's witnessed 15 virus-related hospitalizations and 3 new deaths, according to the VDH. The average positivity rate among PCR testing encounters in Henrico remains below 6% as of March 28th, but its rapid test positivity percentage is up to 10% as of the same date. A little bit of disturbing news on the unemployment front. The number of first-time unemployment claims filed in Henrico during the most recent reporting week jumped to its highest level in nearly 3 months, according to data released yesterday by the Virginia Employment Commission. A total of 510 county residents filed initial claims during the week of March 21st through 27th. That's the most in a single week since 587 filed during the week of January 3rd through 9th, and it was a jump of 63% from the previous week when only 313 people filed those claims. Henrico's jump, although significant, was not the largest in the state or even close to it. There were 11 other localities that had even more first-time filers, including 5 with more than 1,000, led by Alexandria with more than 1,700. Henrico is the 7th largest locality in the state. The number of continuing unemployment claims filed in Henrico during the most recent week dropped just slightly from 1,872 to 1,856. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam has amended legislation to accelerate the legalization of marijuana possession and home cultivation in the state to July as opposed to 2024. In a release, he said that Virginia will become the 16th state to legalize marijuana and, quote, these changes will ensure we do it with a focus on public safety, public health, and social justice, end quote. Northam proposed changes to two General Assembly bills that passed earlier this year during the special session. They legalized marijuana possession and sales by January 1st of 2024, but marijuana legalization advocates and Democratic lawmakers lobbied to push up the date for possession. You can read more about this issue at henricocitizen.com by clicking on News and then General Assembly. Here's a little heads up for you. All Virginia ABC stores will be closed on Easter. The retail outlets will be open tomorrow from noon till regular closing hours and will reopen after Easter at noon on Monday. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by Henrico County's COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance, providing assistance for those who've experienced economic impact related to the virus, such as job loss or furlough. Applications are available at henrico.us/DSS or by calling 501-5294.